Right. The hell is this? Well, take it Tooblack. Apparently there's something going on everywhere. Well, see, the worst thing you want to get involved in is something called a riot. Because that's the only time where you lose your right to life. All right? Because these boys in black, their argument is this: that in a riot, they have a right to defend themselves. You see. Anywho, right, what am I talking about? I found something else that we used to use. This is for the ladies and gentlemen, little boys and girls. The thing is past your bedtime. You need to drink your milk and eat your cookies and go to sleep or something. Right, this is to after. Now, when you've done your process, i.e., when you ask them for proofs of claim, the court, I'm talking about the county court. When you've asked for proof of claim and they fail to give you anything, okay, and they still carry on, and they produce an order, a judgment, or a warrant out of it, the thing you do is the same thing. You see. In this instance, if you haven't received any prior notice of the proceedings, then what you do is accept it for value. You endorse it properly and send it back for discharge. Number one. Number two is, what's this? Yeah, there's some demonstration about a man who was arrested unlawfully. As usual, this is England, it's a police state. People on the street don't understand. They don't need all these people on the street. All they need to do is get 25 people to go and question this judge who supposedly imprisoned him. That's all they have to do. And then void that order. Because they're the jury. The people have the power, not this cloak wearing mother, this gentleman. Right, here we go. So once you've done your process, so you've written to the court 4 or 5 times asking for proofs, nothing's come through, but they still issue an order. Now you can do a notice in writing of a null and void order. Okay, so this is one of those documents. I hope it's clear, you can see it. We'll bring it closer, not further. Okay. So some of the things you can use. Some of the things you can use to return, because what you're going to do is you're going to take the original. So this time you won't make a copy and keep a copy. You're going to return the original because we've written to you, you've proven you have no authority, you're full of it, you're a kangaroo court, you have no jurisdiction to issue any order regarding this estate. So if they issue it, you attach the original to this one. The points you want to raise are these. Now, please find attached your proposed liability statement, this 1 paper item or 2 paper items or however many pages they've sent to you, is not accepted. You could use the words is refused for cause, right, without dishonor, and timely returned to you for being null and void for the reason stated below. And then you give the reasons why. The document lacks the name and signature of the court official or public servant or the judicial office holder who's responsible and accepts liability for issuing this rubbish piece of paper, right? Number 2 follows if you had filed paperwork in before and informed the court that the claimant was not the true claimant, right? That the claimant had no genuine interest in your property and they had no substantive grounds to place any charge on the property, you can use that. But 3, let them know the decision to issue such an order or warrant is unlawful, illegal, and irrational, because those are the words you need to do judicial review. Okay? For the fact that it's neither decision consequent of ordinary proceedings, right? Number 1, these have been special proceedings, statutory, and not common law, not a code of equity. It's been special proceedings within the usual and regular and usual mode of carrying on a suit by due cause of law. Okay? Because you've served in paperwork, they haven't produced anything, and they think they can produce orders. I don't think so, Mr. County Court. You must be out of your effing mind. Now, nor is it a fair and unbiased decision made by a public body in compliance with its legal obligations as referenced by Article 6 of HRA, you dick. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? How can you carry on with a suit that's not by the due cause of law? It's not fair, it's biased, and you're acting in your private capacity, but you're pretending you're posing as a public body, and you're breaching Article 6, which binds public bodies. What are you doing? Stupid little boy. I'm so sick of these monkey people. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like speaking to a shrub when you go to these venues to try and introduce some form of intelligence into these brain-dead people who've been using templates so much they cannot think outside the templates. I'm asking you a simple question. No proof exists that the delegation of authority conferred by the common law, by the Queen, or Parliament, by statutes, upon the court official, public servant, or judicial office holder responsible for creating your proposed liability statement, your piece of paper, allows him or her to act inconsistently with the protected individual rights to due process. Do you even know what I'm talking about? The court official. Where is the proof, right, that the authority conferred upon you, either by the Queen under the common law, or by Parliament under statutory law, allows you to act inconsistently with the protected rights to due process? Where is it? Huh? Where is the proof? You fool. County Court. Right? Now, no evidence exists that the order was made by a court, because you haven't stamped it. There's no wet ink signature. There's nothing on... I mean, this is racketeering. This is ridiculous. You're trying to enforce this nonsense on grown men and women. You need to try your... right, where are we? Number 5. Right. Now, no evidence exists that the order was made by anyone acting in the capacity of a judge, right, who is authorized to function as or for a judge in doing specific acts, right, and who is named in his or her commission to reside in your court as a public officer, appointed for life to administer the law in a court of justice, and thus render final judgment on any matter, and who is familiar with and puts into practice the Bangalore principles of judicial conduct, right? That's a judge. A judge is someone who's heard about it, something called the Bangalore principles of judicial conduct. That's a judge. When you go to a county court, you're going to get a team leader who's a manager. He's never heard of anything like it. He doesn't know about the Bangalore principles, but he presumes that he can issue warrants and orders which are in contravention of the conventional rights protected under Article 6. You're out of your mind, Mr. Team Leader. You're not taking anyone's house anymore. You're going to have to find another job, because we're coming for you. You made a big mistake. You made a big mistake when you came to mess with us, because we weren't messing with you before. You brought it, so now you're going to bring it. All right? We're going to bring it in some styles you never heard about, you see, because we're coming after you from all directions. Your deception is finished, man. Pack up your goods and keep it moving. Right now, your proposed liability statement is not accepted or is refused. It's not accepted as bona fide, and or that it was created lawfully by a legitimate court official, a public servant, or a judicial office holder who is now prepared and willing to, number one, stand behind the decision to issue an order to take my house. I want to see them stand behind the decision. Number two, I want them to give reasons for the decision to deprive me, Article 6 right to due process, right? They have to give a decision. Three, to demonstrate indemnification by the Lord Chancellor against public liability for those decisions, right? Four, to disclose the details of their bond, a surety for the legitimacy and fairness of his or her decision, right? And finally, to disclose the true identity and name and contact details of the man or woman acting as court manager or clerk of court. This one's supposed to do with Huddersfield County Court, so it could be any court, but nowadays you never find out who they are. Sneaky. You cannot issue orders and refuse to identify yourself. Do you think you are? If you're a judge, let's see your oath. Let's see your bond. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes you a judge. You see, it's when you have an oath and a bond. That's it. If you don't have it, you're not a judge. You're posing as, acting as. So stop acting. You fool. Right, now, stop acting and take kind advice that your willful, malicious, and or neglectful failure to provide me with a substantive response to this notice, right, in writing, giving me the full reasons for your decisions to willfully violate my individual rights to due process. Number one, Mr. Judge, give me the reason why. Okay? Why do you believe that you, a man, has a right to violate my individual rights? Give me a reason. And within the allotted time of 10 days, that's a long time for you to think about it. I know you're a slow thinker, but 10 days is sufficient for your brain cells to kick into action and for you to come up with some reasons, right? So if you cannot do that, that'll constitute your unconditional acceptance and full agreement that your proposed liability statement, your order, is null and void. And it was created as a result of a serious error in law. There you go. Stick that on your judge ass. How about that? Let's carry on. Right? So if they don't respond to you, right? You're going to draft a schedule of losses. And you're going to serve him in his private capacity, right? Because you're going to claim compensation in damages for the unlawful and illegal acts in your failure to provide the basic requirements of a court. I mean, you don't need to slap this guy like this, because you could bitch slap these judges all day, these pretend judges all day. Just pick what you need. I can say you can slap these people all day. You don't need to do that. Just take a few, take what you need. You don't need to overkill. But the point is, everything they do is fraudulent. Everything they do is unlawful. They cannot support anything they do, because everything is based on presumptions. Unsubstantiated presumptions, easily rebuttable presumptions, you see. Easily rebuttable. Excuse me, are you claiming to be the judge? Yes. Would you prove that, please? That's the end of it. That's the end of it. You've rebutted their claim. A judge, acting under their oath, has no business being a clerk in an administrative court. These are the people in the administrative courts are the failures or the losers, as I call them, in the legal industry business. So these are the bottom feeders, the slime. That's where they end up. So if you went to school for 7 years trying to be a member of the Bar Guild or lawless society, and if you fail, you end up in a magician's court and a county court. If you succeed, you become a real lawyer and a real judge who acts under oath and in honor. These county courts and magician's court. They have no honor. These are dicks. All right, so you can slap him all day with this kind of shit. Right, what else do you have? Yeah, so if they're going to produce anything and substantiate their claims that they have any authority to be issuing orders, then the order is null and void. So within 10 days, you're going to see some stuff. If you don't see some stuff, then you're going to make your own claims. All right? You're going to draft a schedule of losses. They're going to charge them for using your name unlawfully and for frightening you half to death by sending you a null and void order. All right? They failed in the basic requirement of a court. A basic requirement for a court is to protect individual rights. Period. Now, be advised that there is absolutely no consent, none whatsoever, no consent, agreement, and or support for perfidy. That's what we call it. Perfidy is what they do there. Perfidy is when somebody gains your trust by pretending to be what they're not. So these characters are pretending to be judges. So you think, oh, a judge, oh, he's going to be a fair guy. He went to school. You know, he knows something about law. Or he's going to be reasonable, and I'll be able to present my case. That's the perfidy. Because that's not the intention. As soon as they create a charge, right, that is it. It doesn't matter what you present. They want to get paid. Right? So we don't support or we don't condone perfidy within the judiciary, whereby a man or a woman purporting to act under official oath or public office, right, to take cognizance and render fair judgment over matters brought before the court may abuse the court system to advance his or her pecuniary interests, financial interests, and or the financial interests of his or her secret cult or lodge or fraternity or private guild, private members guild. We're going to tell you straight to your face, we don't consent to what you're doing. We know what you're doing, right? You're earning money for your fraternity and for yourself in this fake proceeding by using perfidy, by pretending that you're acting under your official oath of public office according to the Primacy Oaths Act. You dick. You never heard of the Bangalore Principles of Judicial Conduct, and you're a judge, you fool. You call yourself a judge. Now, I look forward to receipt of your prompt and substantive response to this urgent matter. All right? You get me? Nah, I mean? Huh? I here also fully reserve the right to refer to this notice of null and void judgment in any and all judicial and administrative proceedings, okay? At law or in equity, as well as in commerce. So this void judgment, you're going to use it at law. Yep. Their business. So you can go do a judicial review, because you have to give them notice. So you're going to do a judicial review saying this guy had no authority, and you're going to produce the paperwork you filed before you issued this notice that they ignored. All right? And you're going to ask for this guy's conduct to be checked. The same documentation, you're going to create a schedule of losses or whatever, how aggrieved you feel that they're using your name to create commerce. And you're going to serve him a bill for him to pay you for using your name to create commerce, for him to, and his buddies to get paid without any remedy or compensation to you. If they're going to use your name, you deserve something, right? A copy of this notice in writing has been served upon the claimant. In this instance, what was this? This was, I think, mortgage. And a copy is here enclosed for specific attention to DDJ Whitehead. Now, in this venue, this is a deputy dick judge who had issued this order. So a copy was served to him, a copy was served to the claimant, and a copy to the clerk of court. So all interested parties need a copy. And now please find attached a declaration made by the defendant, so-called defendant, and duly served upon the claimant, so-called claimant. And please also direct any and all further correspondence and communication requiring acknowledgement. So if you need us to acknowledge you or respond to you, to my authorized representative, and that's the advocacy. So this is the transferred power of attorney with this document. However, power of attorney should be transferred in his own document. We have that. Witness my hand and seal. This is my will. Let it be said and done. Boom. You put in there your population. You put in there incapacity of or authorized representative AR, authorized representative for the straw man. Or you can use sole executive administrator for your straw man. It depends what you're doing, what kind of business you're doing. But this is how you avoid orders that are stupid and created by little children running around in a county court. Alright? So the court manager, CC the clerk of the court, whichever county court, claim reference number, give them notice. So this needs to be done 72 hours after receipt, or within 72 hours. You don't want to go beyond that. That's contract law. So you should have these documents ready as templates yourself. So all you need is just a few modifications, send it back to them and say, listen people, I know what you're doing. Okay, now you need to know that I know what you're doing, and you need to stop. Okay? I am the you can say owner. Nobody owns anything but for legalese business. You can say I am the owner, right? Or the authorized representative, the only authorized representative for that legal fiction name. By what authority do you use that legal fiction name as personal identification? Come on, man. Mr. Man acting as a judge, they'll never answer you. So one thing you need to know is you're never going to receive any answers from these characters. So you just need to identify what processes you're using and carry on with it. Commercial, civil, yeah. And eventually criminal, because you need to start making criminal complaints against them. But now they hide so much. That's the trouble. You can't find out who is doing what in these venues. So you need to dig them up. As soon as you identify the man or the woman who's creating these documents, find where they are, their location, and then serve them, process. And then you can begin a criminal complaint. So, oh, here we are, some more boys in black. Oh, they got nigger ones as well nowadays. I never knew that. Look at them. Fools. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to, oh, they got nigger boys in black. Dicks. Huh. Hang on a second, I just saw a couple. Oh, here we go. There you go. Wow. The new Hitler Youth, man. There's some stupid nigger people joining the new Hitler Youth. So they're gonna enforce their, what are they called? The rules and the regulations on the people for commercial reasons. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll see about that. Stupid little boy. So yeah, something's going on in, I think it's London, or is it? The channel says, free Tommy, the good, the bad, and the chavvy. Wow, when was this? This is pretty recent, 10th, a couple of days ago. Well, something's going on anyway. So this is going to go on, and then apparently there's a World Cup beginning soon. So there's a World Cup beginning soon. So what's going to happen now is that grown men are going to kick the ball as hard as they can and chase it around the field and do that again over and over again. And the herd mentality people will go into the stadiums and sit there and observe this stuff and get emotional about it. And then the deities that thrive on conflict, and emotion will be hovering over these stadiums, absorbing this energy. While the emperor, right, distracts the people with the games, they'll be doing what they do as usual. Okay? So this is what the emperor keeps you doing. This is what the system is. Keep you busy with irrelevant stuff. They're going to arrest people unlawfully. They're going to do all kinds of stuff to agitate you so that you don't see what they're doing. So well, we know what the game is. So now every time they create a, what do you call it? Every time they create a distraction, you don't get involved. Anything they do, whatever it is. Either calling you to join their party or trying to cause anything they do, do not get involved at all. Give it no energy. You need to switch off the matrix completely. Zero. Take nothing from it. It's beautiful. Alright? So the controversy is going to carry on. The people who believe this stuff are going to carry on believing it. The television sets are going to do their stuff. X bucks the spot. Yeah. So that's what it is. I hope the void order business was of some use to the ladies and gentlemen. For the boys and girls, keep filing your paperwork. And for the monkey man, guess what? You're coming off the back of the people. People have had enough of your crap. It's been long enough. Alright? So pack up your shit and get off the back of the people. Find something to do with your life, monkey man. Alright? Little boys and little girls, stop getting emotional. Alright? Check your emotions. Stop acting like a little bitch. Grow up. Stop with your tantrums. Alright? Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. And we'll see you soon. Yes, like that. Keep it moving. Dig it Tooblack on their monkey ass.